Hello, I'm Chris, Coach B. Biffle, and welcome to Whole Brain Teaching Self-Training. Everybody on screen is going to show me how excited they are by free self-training. Bless your souls, my friends, because we have other things to do in the summer, but the fall is going to come. First thing I'd like to do, if you have printed out your record sheet, hold it up and make people watching wish they were you. Last week, we started with level 1. And this week, we're going to review level 1 of self-training and then go on to level 2. And we might even do some writing. Here we go. This entire presentation is based upon some free slides. And when I say free, I got to see this, okay? It's based upon a free Teachers Pay Teachers download at Nancy Stoltenberg will put it in. All you've got to do is go to Teachers Pay Teachers, look up Whole Brain Teaching Self-Training. So here we go. Level 1 is we say class and they say yes. Here's how to practice level 1 so that you can see if you're setting and breaking your own records. So I would say, hey, class, 1. Yada, yada, class, 2. Zippity doodah, class, 3. So you're counting as you go. And Nancy, if you wouldn't mind, you keep the time and give us 30 seconds. So everybody, you're going to practice your class yes, and then a number, and you're going to track how many you get in 30 seconds.
And my volume is all the way up.
Well, turn your volume all the way down. All right, here we go. Class yes.
Elena, can you bring me my white headphones?
Yes.
I don't have your white headphones. Would everybody please mute themselves?
Yeah, class.
And I'm trying to mute people. All right, here we go.
Ready?
If you're not muted, mute. All right, Nancy, tell us go for 30 seconds and ready, set, go. Sabrina, you should be counting with your fingers. Madison, good. Leanne, try to pick up what everybody's doing. Nancy, you tell us stop when it's time to stop.
Stop.
All right, everybody hold up the number of fingers that you got to. Annie Blake, you got to 9. Annie, unmute. Annie, listen to your coach. You're going to play again. Who are you trying to beat?
Myself.
That's it. Give that girl a 10-finger woo. Woo. That's what we teach kids. You're only trying to beat yourself. Now, Annie, raise your hand, everybody, if you're glad you're not Annie right now, because she's on the spot. All right, Annie, you're making your sister teachers happy. And as Annie does these, let's count with her. Nancy, when you're ready, tell Annie to start.
Go.
Go.
Blocktastic class. Class, class, class. Class. Class, class, class. Classity, classity. Classe, classe. Turtle class.
She froze.
And wasn't that inconvenient? She froze. Give the girl a 10-finger woo. All right, one more time, everybody. When I say hands and eyes, you give me hands and eyes and huddle up. Here we go. Hands and eyes. When you're stuck on class yes, go to animals, aardvark, bear, cat, dog, fox, or states. Kids need to know states, or best of all, addition facts. So you could say 3 plus 4 class, and they would say 7 yes. Let's just practice addition facts for 30 seconds. And you don't have to count these. Just practice addition facts for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. This is level 1. Nancy, you tell them when to go. Go, everybody. Jay, good job. Pam, yes. Kathy, that's fantastic. Andre, yes. Carrie, get in tune. Morgan, good job. Michelle, good. Pam, great as always. Leanne, you're on target. Renee,
Stop.
very good. Now, let us look at level 2. Level 2 is right here. Here's level 2. This is slide 13. This is my thank you, and this is my you're welcome. So I say, thank you, dear class. They'll say, you're welcome, dear Coach B. Everybody, just create some thank yous using, just create thank yous, and I'll show you what to add. Go, just do some thank yous a little bit. All right, now, level 2 is addressing the issue of manners. Kathy Howell, please unmute and give me a thank you, Coach B. Kathy Howell,
Thank you, Coach.
you're welcome. Everybody make the you're welcome.
Thank you, Coach.
Now, Kathy, I want you to vary your pitch. High, thank you. Low, thank you. Slow, thank you. Fast, thank you.
Thank you.
And randomly move around. Everybody imitate Kathy's gestures. And Nancy, timer for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Thank you, class. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you, class. 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 Oh, thank you, class. Stop.
Very good. Renee, how many did she get? You're the only one counting. Renee, unmute.
Sorry, I quit counting when I saw nobody else was.
All right.
I got 13.
13.
I got 13.
All right,
12 or
fantastic.
13.
Kathy, I want you to try. Kathy, everybody, hands and eyes. Kathy, who are you trying to beat?
Myself.
That's right. All right, Nancy, you're going to give her another 30 seconds. It's going to be pretty tough for you to beat 13. Everybody count with her this time. Nancy, go.
Thank you, class. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you, class. Thank you, class. Thank you, class. Thank you, class. Oh, thank you, class. Thanks, class. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, class. Thank you, class. Thank you, class. Thank you, class. Stop.
Wow. If that was that 16? 10 finger woo. All right. All we're doing is controlling our pitch, controlling our tone of voice, high, low, fast, slow. So do it this way. Thank you, class. 1. Thank you. 2. Count as you go, because this is how you're going to tell your records. We're going to go 30 seconds, counting as you go. Change your pitch. Ready, set, go.
Thank you, class. Thank you, class.
Somebody, Judy, I think you need to mute. Everybody keep going. Leanne, good. Stop. All right. Now, level 2 is thank you, you're welcome. Solves a huge problem, which is how do we introduce manners into classrooms? So now let's just do thank you with a cartoon voice. Here's my drill sergeant. Thank you. Here's my cow person. Thank you. Here's my robot. Thank you. Here's my cheerleader. Thank you. I need work on my cheerleader. All right, everybody, work on, without being timed, do a thank you, drill sergeant, cow person, robot, cheerleader, ready, go. Just practice. Looking good. Michelle, that is a great cowgirl. Judy, good job. Class. Tiffany J, unmute.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Everybody, hands and eyes as I talk to Tiffany. Now, Tiffany, listen. We're solving huge problems. One huge problem is, how do you get kids' attention for 180 days?
Yeah.
You don't need this if you're a sub going in for half an hour. You might not need it if you're going to teach for 3 or 4 days, but if you're teaching for 180 days,
Yeah.
you need a way to get kids' attention. That's a huge problem. Secondly, you need a way to teach manners for 180 days. Those are 2 big problems we're solving right now for free. Tiffany, explain the huge problems that we're solving for free with Class Yes and Thank You, You're Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. So we've got some huge problems. We've got these kids 180 days, and we're going to lose them if we don't really get some free systems going on here. And thankfully, we've got something free to use. The attention getter, the Class Yes. We've got so many different variations. That's going to solve that problem. Manners. I mean, who doesn't want our kids to have manners? So that's going to be fantastic. Thank you, Coach.
Give her a 10-finger woo.
Thank you.
Now, pre-gestures. Can everybody see a screen that says pre-gestures? Thumbs up. Okay. Michelle Powers, unmute, please. Give me a thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Michelle, listen to me. This is our, everybody, this is our thank you gesture. It could go like this. It could go like this. It could go like this. But Michelle, are you with me in the problem of how do we teach manners for 180 stinking days? Do you see that's the problem, Michelle?
I'm with you, Coach.
Yeah. Because you know what? We feel like spring is never going to come, but it's going to come. And worse than that is January. We hit January, it's like you're looking at kids and saying, what happened to these wonderful kids? Now, watch me. This is a pre-gesture. Thank you. This is a pre-gesture. Thank you. This is a pre-gesture. Thank you. That adds variety, and it gets after this problem of 180 days of instruction. Show me a couple, Michelle, pre-gestures with thank you, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you, Coach.
Beautiful.
Or thank you, class. Thank you, class.
Love it.
Thank you, class.
Love it. Give her a 10-finger woo. Hands and eyes, and listen to what I'm going to say carefully. if you make every one of these different, you're going to wear kids out and you're not going to get through 180 days. So it's same, different, same, different. Not too much variety and not too little.
Okay.
And Michelle, listen, more variety after lunch than before lunch. Way more variety in January than September. We'll call this the Goldilocks principle, just the right amount. Michelle, when during the day do you need the most variety?
After lunch.
Yes. And when during the year do you need the most variety?
After January on.
Yes. Okay. So not too much, not too little. We like a big back pocket, everybody. Whole brain teachers have an electrified back pocket. Whoa. All right. We're still working on level 2. We did the pre-gestures. Actually, I'd like everybody do some pre-gestures for thank you, you're welcome. Nancy, just go ahead and give them 30 seconds worth. Go. Doesn't have to be big, it can be little. Hunch up your shoulders. Good, Sabrina. Kathy, yes. Diane, great. Hillary, Tate, good. Judy, Andre, way to go. Good, Leanne. Nice salute.
Stop.
All right. Now, we now have unlock class yes and thank you, you're welcome. So what I want you to do now is do a class and then a thank you, and that's going to be 1. Let's go 30 seconds. Variety with class, pre-gestures, variety with thank you, you're welcome, and count. 30 seconds, put both of them together, ready, go. Count as you go.
Stop.
Class. Now, Susanna, my dear platinum pal, unmute, please. Susanna, I'm going to tell you something which they should have told you a long time ago. Make my gestures, everyone. But every single classroom in the world has 2 monsters in it. Susanna, don't you want to know who the 2 monsters are when you go back to school? Talk to me, girl.
Well, thank you, Coach. Yes, every single classroom has 2 monsters. And Coach, I need to know, who are they? Please tell me.
I'll tell you right now, they're not the kids. The kids are beloved. We're
Beloved.
privileged to just be in their company. Here are the 2 monsters, Susanna. The first monster is the habituation monster. Repeated identical stimulation produces immunity to stimulation. Yay. That's a huge monster, everybody. Susanna, explain the habituation monster, which is there kind of a rise in the 2nd and 3rd week and gets bigger and bigger and bigger unless you do something about it as the year progresses. Explain the habituation monster, which is a big, hairy monster that's swallowing kids. Go. Everybody make Susanna's gestures.
Thank you, Coach. So our first monster that we have to watch out for, he'll appear in the 1st or 2nd week of school, is the habituation monster. Doing the same thing over and over and over again. Monster.
Yes. Give her a 10-finger woo. Woo. Natasha Joyner, unmute. Natasha, I can tell from the look on your face that you're familiar with the habituation monster, aren't you, Natasha?
Thank you, Coach. Yes, I am familiar with the habituation monster. When my students,
Natasha, listen to me now. Isn't it true, Natasha, that you have done things that fed the habituation monster? Isn't that true, Natasha?
I confess, Coach, I am guilty. I have done things. I have done things that have brought on and invited that habituation monster into my classroom. Can you help me, Coach?
That's what I'm doing with level 1 through 55. Okay, give that girl a 10-finger woo. Woo. Everybody, it's time for true confessions in the message box. What are you doing that's feeding the habituation monster? Go. Give your sisters, and I think 1 or 2 brothers here, some advice. What do you do that feeds the habituation monster? Valerie D, I tell from that focused look on your face, you're thinking, yeah, I've been feeding that monster. It's a huge monster. It's one of the 2 major monsters. Judy, unmute, please. Give me a thank you, Coach B.
Thank you, Coach B.
Judy, aren't you desperate to know what the other monster is in your classroom?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to tell you, girl. And I'm afraid, Judy, as nice a person as you look, I think you've been feeding this monster too. The angry monster. The more kids are scolded, the angrier they become. We think, you know what? You can scold your kids at home and they're still your kids and they still love you. But you start scolding children of strangers, scolding them makes them angrier. That you're feeding the angry monster when you scold kids. Judy, true confessions, just like Natasha, haven't you done your share of feeding the angry monster? Talk, girl.
Oh, yes, I have definitely made some angry monsters without meaning to. And then I have to breathe to myself to not make myself angry too. Yes.
Very good. 10-finger woo. Andre, you've been asking me for, I guess, 5 or 10 years if I would finally reveal the 2 monsters in every classroom. Notice this, Andre, they're not the kids. Andre, talk about how we feed the habituation monster and how we feed the angry monster and how we got to stop doing that for the kids' sake and our own health. Go, Andre.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, so it sounds like we're getting in our own way, both with habituation and getting our stress response system bubbling up to the top and having responses with students that are counterproductive.
10-finger woo. Now, Andre, we're up against 2 monsters, but wouldn't it be nice if there was at least a little happy dragon that would help us combat the monsters? Everybody give me a pleading gesture that you want to see. What's that little happy dragon, Madison? Let's have a little self-control there, girl. You're disturbing your driver. All right, here is the happy dragon that really helps us. The more kids are rewarded for improvement, the more they improve. That's the happy dragon. So the habituation monster doesn't like you rewarding kids. The angry monster doesn't like you rewarding kids. But the happy dragon gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Reward kids for improvement, the more they'll improve. Renee, explain how this is just a wonderful day in your teaching life. You discover the 2 monsters and the 1 happy dragon. Go, girl.
Thank you, Coach. I am so excited that I now know how to defeat the habituation monster and the angry monster in my classroom with the happy dragons. The more I praise and reward kids for improvement, the more they improve. Thank you, Coach.
All right, now, everybody, let's talk about how we're keeping track of our own self-training. I asked people, knowing full well that teachers are not much more reliable than students when we ask them to do homework. Give me a thumbs up if you see WBT power records on the screen. Now, Nancy, let me explain this to you. Here are the levels we're going to go through. We did class yes, and we did thank you, you're welcome. We're going to set our timer for 30 seconds right now. We can decide in advance what the timer is for the whole sheet. In math and in writing, we might set the timer for 120 seconds. So in a moment, Nancy, people are going to try to give as many variations of class yes as they can for 30 seconds. And if they get up to 6 variations, they're the beginner level. Up to 11 variations, they're the intermediate level, and so on. In 30 seconds, they're going to track how many variations of class yes they do. Nancy, explain that.
Well, thank you, Coach. So we're getting ready. We're going to use the 30 seconds as our time that we are going to be using as many different varieties of class yes, which is our level 1. And looking at the squares will determine how our progress is going, where we're showing improvement.
So if you got 6 variations, you'd put an X here, and then you'd put an X in all of these to make kind of a bar chart. If the next time you got 9 variations, you'd put an X here and fill that in like a bar chart. Right up here, you'd put level 1, you'd put a level 1, then maybe you'd go level 2. So Nancy, explain the hash marks across the top. Go ahead.
Okay, so you've got your X's and you're counting how many you did. And then, but at the top, you decide which level are you going to work in when you're timing that. So maybe the first one's level 1, then you do again level 1, and then you switch to level 2 on that third hash mark.
And explain the clock up here in the corner.
Okay, so the clock right now in this session, we're setting at 30 seconds, and I'm going to interject that I don't have to use what you said. I could determine my own time if I choose for my situation.
And explain all this stuff right here, Nancy.
Show me where you're pointing.
Right here.
Oh, all right. So when you've marked off how many you've gotten and you're looking at this, any boxes below where your top score was there, X those in, because we're building a bar graph to go across to give us visual data.
And explain this stuff across the bottom, Nancy.
Okay, so the colors are color coded and they represent like 0 through 6. Right now is a beginner, and then it switches to intermediate at blue, advanced and red, elite at orange and or tan, and then we've got gold hawk up there at 20.
All right, everybody, this is the air whiteboard. Make an air whiteboard, and then on the air whiteboard, describe the different parts of that display. Visualize it, air whiteboard, and then the different parts of the display. Go. Explain the hash marks across the top and the levels. And good, Sabrina, I can see it. Michelle, make your air whiteboard, describe this display. Good, Michelle. Okay, here we go. Nancy, everybody, you're going to do variations on no pre-gestures, just yo class, yada yada class, zippity doo-dah class, 30 seconds. Try to stay smooth, and if you hit a gap, do states or addition facts or desserts or animals. But a nice smooth flow for 30 seconds. This will be your first record. Nancy, tell them when to go.
Go.
Go, everybody. And count as you go. Good, Tammy. Valerie, great. Judy, good. Karen, yes. Diane? Lakidra, wonderful as always.
Stop.
All right. If you have your sheets, what you're doing is you're putting a 1 here, and then you're Xing out all the boxes that show the highest number you got to. Everybody, show me how many class yeses you got in your first attempt with your fingers. All right, Susanna got 10, Taryn got 7, Judy got 8. Valerie, you're just competing against yourself. Don't get too competitive with these girls. Wendy, good. All right, now, let's go for another 30 seconds. Same routine. Pick up the pace a little bit. Let's go for variety. Nancy, tell them when to start. Go.
Go.
Count as you go. Michelle, good. Diane, good. Valerie, yes. Michelle, yes. Tammy, great.
Stop.
Okay. If you beat your record, do this. If you beat your record, great. Now, you're recording your second record. In the second column, there's a 1 here and there's a 1 here. So that was level 1. Now we're going to do thank you, you're welcome. So there's a 1 here, a 1 here, and a 2 here in the third column. All right. This is thank you, you're welcome. No pre-gestures. Just change the pitch and pace. Here we go. Nancy, tell them when to start.
Go.
Everybody. High, low, fast, slow. Change your expression. Count as you go. Kathy, good. Diane, great. Annie, yes. Pam, good.
Stop.
All right. Everybody, hold up your fingers. How many did you get? Thank you, you're welcome. Ooh, 11. Good job, Tammy. All right. Do this. You're pumping yourself up. Oh, I'm pumping myself up. Here we go. You're racing yourself. Thank you, you're welcome. This is your second record. Count as you go. Ready? Nancy, you tell them when.
Go.
Everybody go. Good job. Andre, great.
Stop.
Great. Do this if you beat your record. Everybody huddle up. By the end of the summer, we will have figured out a way for you not only to have mastered lots of levels, but for us to turn this into an exercise for your kids. We're serious about this. We want a student-powered classroom. Sabrina, unmute. Give me a thank you, Coach B.
Thank you, Coach B.
Sabrina, listen. Probably 80% of what goes on in class, your kids could do. The more power you give to them, the more meaningful education is, and the more engagement and the fewer disruptions. So let's move seriously this next year towards a student-powered classroom. You want your kids to be able to do lots of variations of class CS, lots of variations of thank you, you're welcome, lots of variations of mirror words. More variety, more engagement, more student power. Sabrina, explain how important it is to create a student-powered classroom, for Pete's sakes.
Okay. You said that students can do about 80% of what we want them to do.
And in order to engage them, we need to give them a variety of class yes and a variety of thank yous and keep them engaged so that we know that they're understanding what we're giving them.
Tell my dear friend Sabrina, you're still cool. Listen to your coach. I don't want us just to have a lot of variety. I want kids to lead the class yes. Kids should do the mirror words. Kids should do those things because when kids are doing it, everyone else pays attention. Explain back to us. Student-powered classroom. Go, girl.
So instead of just the teacher doing these things, the kids should be doing these things because when the kids are doing them, the kids are learning them and it's more powerful.
10-finger woo. Woo. All right. I shouldn't do this. I should have had Nancy have you fill out a health report because I'm afraid when I do this next thing, I'm going to have a lot of people fainting. Madison, I'm glad that you're not driving. I'm going to do a little bit of writing. Give me a ho writing. All right. This is all in the same download with the same self-improvement system. And we're going to do a little touch of writing here. And this is going to be on slide. Oh, single whammies. Give me a 10-finger woo for how stinking engaging this particular graphic looks. So my favorite dessert is blank. Here's a little Mario Brothers character, and we're starting with single whammies. So what I want you to do is, as many times as you can, in 30 seconds, fill in the sentence. My favorite dessert is ice cream. My favorite dessert is chocolate cake. My favorite dessert is cherry pie. Count as you go. Ready, set, go. That's great. Now, as we move through the summer and as we move through the levels, we will keep doing a little bit of color writing. And you might want to buy the book Color Writing. But listen to me, my friends. If you've bought Whole Brain Teaching Second Edition, go on Amazon and leave a happy review. But here's your homework, Tiffany and everybody else. Fill out some more of your power records for class yes and thank you, you're welcome, so that your teacher friends can see the wonder of self-training. And then post this on Facebook. Do 5 or 10 of these and post on Facebook what your records are. Self-training turns out to be a great way to train other teachers. Nancy, explain how we want to publicize self-training. Go, Nance.
Well, thank you, Coach. So as you're doing these trials and filling out this sheet, you want to brag a little. I'm just going to say, so post it to Super Improver and let's get a competition going because you know what? It is a game. So we want to play hard.
God bless you all. We'll see you next week for level 3. Anybody coming to San Bernardino, raise your hand. Oh, yeah. All right. Can't wait to see you all. See you next week for level 3 and post your records on Super Improver. God bless you all. See you down the road. Andre and Kathy and other folks, hang around. Susanna, hang around. Pam, hang around. Dawn, you're hanging around. Kyla. Lakidra, what'd you think? I think we're starting to get a little bit better handle on how to do the self-training. What'd you think, girl?
Thanks, Coach. Yeah, I really enjoy this. It's not only helping me, but I think this is a really nice way to really give everybody a good taste of like the basics and allow them to practice in kind of a stress-free zone.
Kathy, what do you think?
I love this. Thanks, Coach. I missed last week, but this is great training for everybody.
I better stop recording.